What's up, Bama Insider Nation? This is the post-spring practice player update series. Today we're going to be talking about defensive tackle Tim Smith. Before we get into this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and check out the rest of the page for all things Alabama Crimson Tide. Tim Smith checks in at 6'4", 320 pounds on the active roster, originally from Gifford, Florida, where he attended Sebastian River High School. He was a very talented defensive tackle in high school. Recruited out of the class of 2020, he was a 4-star prospect. He was ranked number 70 in the Rivals 100 and the number 5 defensive tackle in the country. Rivals also had Smith as the number 12 player in the entire state of Florida. He recorded 62 tackles with 32 for loss and 10 sacks as a senior. He added 4 forced fumbles and a fumble recovery that year, and decided Alabama would be his home after he picked them over Clemson, Florida, Georgia, and Miami. He committed as a part of a loaded Alabama class that held 18 of the top 100 in the Rivals 100. Tim Smith did start his career at Bama in the COVID year this past season, 2020, and what a year to begin. He excelled in practice during his rookie campaign and earned a more significant role as the season went on. We saw him play in almost every game, played in that Georgia game, and ended up adding a lot of pressure by the time they played Ohio State in the national championship game, but we saw him rotated in throughout the season. He recorded 14 total tackles. He had 2.5 sacks for loss for a combined negative 10 yards and 1 sack for negative 8 yards. He added a quarterback hurry and 1 forced fumble, along with 2 big-time fumble recoveries. With an elevated role throughout last season, what does it mean for Tim Smith in 2021? I believe we'll see him splitting time with DJ Dale a good bit at that tackle role. Probably see him on the right side more than the left. And he'll look to make an impact as he continues to grow and get stronger with Dr. Matt Ray and David Ballou. Tim Smith is certainly one of those underrated guys on this team, really the whole defensive line, and one that didn't get the credit they deserved because the results were not there at the beginning of last season. But as the season went on, people started to realize this line is young and they can be really good, and Tim Smith is a big part of that. His pro comparison, a lot of people like to compare him to Akeem Hicks of the Chicago Bears. Very technical, fundamentally sound player that is aggressive and creates a lot of pressure on an offense. That brings us to our scouting report for this one. The first thing I have to highlight, and the most important thing, his technical form. He is so consistent at defensive tackle, and that consistency is set up by the technique he uses his size to leverage the offensive lineman he's been tasked with, and usually creates a lot of noise up the middle. Second point I have to highlight, his explosive extension. He's a very long football player. He has long arms, and he uses them to swallow up the man with the football while using his power to complete the play. The last point, his quickness off the line. He gets off the line methodically and is able to work through the offensive line with that first point, his technique, his power, his reach, and that little burst of speed he gets right when the football is snapped. With great form comes consistency, and throughout all of these 3 points, that's the main thing I want to highlight. His form and his consistency. If you visit Tim Smith on Twitter, you'll find in his bio that it says, "You call it cocky, I call it confidence." Well, Tim Smith is going to look to use that confidence in 2021, and he looks to keep his career at Bama trending upward. For more information on Tim Smith, head to BamaInsider.com and check out our YouTube page for all things Alabama Crimson Tide. Hit the like button and subscribe. For BamaInsider.com, my name is Trey Yanity. This has been a post-spring player update on defensive tackle Tim Smith.